Hey, what's up, brother YouTuber? It's me again. And yeah, today I'm going to interview the shake-ups in Ponyville. So, yeah, enough chit-chatting and yappity yap yap. Let's commence the interview right now. I'm just gonna message them and then, well, we can start. Alright? So, let's do it right now. Just sending them a message. Oh, sorry, let me just do it on my phone. Sorry guys, I'm just doing it on my phone instead. It's a little something different this time for this interview, which I'm actually very happy about, by the way. Oh, by the way, I love that they have my name written right over here. That's so awesome, by the way. That is really something cool. Not just cool, it's pretty metal. Sorry guys, I'm just waiting for them. This is actually very exciting for me. I actually really wanted to interview these guys in a very long time. To tell you the truth, a really long time. If it's taking too long, I'm so sorry, by the way. Oh, there we go. Hello?
Hi there.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, just great. So, how's everything on your behalf?
Quite well. Get in here. Sorry.
That's okay, I don't mind.
Sorry, we were a little delayed.
That's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Hi.
Hey. So, let me ask you something first. Okay. The first thing is let me ask you something about yourself. Like, tell me something
Sure.
first about yourself.
Do you want to know what we do in the band, or you want to know personal stuff?
Just mostly just both, just
Both?
to have it together.
Okay. Okay. My name's Patrick. In the band, I go by Twi-Fi Sparklecaster, where I sing and play guitar, and I write a majority of the songs. And my real name is Patrick, as I said, and I play in another couple of bands, and I'm an administrative assistant in real life.
Hi, I'm Savannah O'Connor. I'm married to him. I am in the Shake-Ups in Ponyville. Keyboard? Huh? Oh, I'm Savvy Shy in the band, and I play keyboard, and I help and wrangle children and write lyrics and things. And in real life, I sell furniture.
So how's that job actually that you do?
How's what?
How's that job that you do?
We should turn off the videos because it's all skippy.
Yeah, we should switch over to audio probably.
Yeah.
Our computer's derpy, sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see. How do
Bye.
I know there's a way to do it. Oh, here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Is that better?
I think that's better. Yeah.
All right. Now, what I was gonna ask is, when you record your songs, like, what gets you like inspiration to actually, write those songs? Like, come up with the lyrics.
Lately, it's been My Little Pony. But we do find ways to sort of tie it in with things that we're going through, personally as well. I mean, that's the great thing about the show is that it kind of touches on, a lot of common experiences and addresses, social issues that everybody deals with on, a daily basis. So it's easy to sort of internalize the lessons from the show. And it's also easy to identify with and come up with ideas to write about from that. So let's see. Let me see if I can think of an example here. Well, the song "Act Like a Dragon" about Spike. He has to come to terms with the fact that he's a dragon is not necessarily who he is; it's just what he is. A lot of bronies kind of go through the same thing, where there's a lot of societal pressures or some such as far as what's expected of them as men in society, for instance, and they have to sort of come to grips with that and their bronydom. So that was kind of a way that we tied those two things together in a song, just as an example.
Oh, it's really interesting because, I heard of a lot of you guys' songs on YouTube and your live shows online, and I gotta say, actually, what you do is really amazing in my opinion.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Shucks golly.
Honestly, we know the kind of music that we like to hear, and so we just try to do that. So we're just happy that other people seem to like it too.
And it's fun to sit around and watch the episodes and then be like, oh, this or that would make a great song content-wise, too. Just, we all sit around and watch the episodes, so that's kind of fun.
No, I don't blame you there, actually. I really enjoy it too, and just do the amount of albums that the amount of albums that you have. Are you surprised of how many that you've made so far? You probably you can't believe how many you've done so far.
Yes, it started out kind of on a lark. We were just asked to play this one pony convention when we were just a regular band called the Shake-Ups, and we changed up a few of the lyrics to make them about ponies just for this one show. And the show went so well, we thought, well, this is a lot of fun and people love it, so why don't we just keep doing it for a while?
Somebody found out that we liked the show, is why they asked us to do it. But we didn't know that there was an artistic community. Somebody's like, you like the show and you have a band and we have an event. It was to do a children's concert. And so they're like, well, can you, we'd love to have live music for this. And if it could be in the spirit of the event was all they said. And Patrick's one-upped that. And he was all like, I will make songs about the cartoon specifically, not just, and
so it was originally just going to be, maybe half a dozen or so songs. And that went so well, we decided to make a full-length album. And that was 3 years ago.
And then Ponies took over our lives.
And now we've made 3 full-length albums in 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, and you have to, I have to say, to brag on Patrick, he's released 3 other albums with other bands in that same amount of time. So he's just a very, very prolific writer. He writes dozens of songs. They don't all get recorded. I'm amazed how much he gets recorded, and he does his own recording. We have I make fun of it, but it's not really. It's a little bit vintage equipment by some people's standards.
I'm very old school and low tech, which is quite different from a lot of the brony musicians. But I think that kind of also sets us apart.
Well,
so it's fun, and I'm amazed how much we get done. He has a whole nother album's worth of stuff, we have time.
We're working on it.
It's actually really the limitation is the rest of us is him getting us
Just
wrangled,
getting
and
everybody
getting us
together
recorded.
is the hardest part.
But he could write. I mean, he could have written 10 albums if he had us, there all with the songs learned, ready to record.
So with the name that you came up with actually is the for your for you actually when you're in the band is the name after the name of the guitar that you actually have?
Well, what happened was, how did it happen? I'm trying
Wait,
to think.
are you talking about his character name?
Yeah, he's talking about my character.
Your character name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the guitar, yes, is the Sparklecaster because I play a Stratocaster. And I just liked Wi-Fi as just a name that was sort of a play on Twilight Sparkle, and it just seemed to work out.
Well, I can explain this further,
okay,
too.
Go ahead.
In terms of, all right, when we first started playing, I think I told you before that we didn't know that there was an adult fan community. We thought we were alone in our weirdness and, making art as grown-ups about this kids show. We thought we were kind of strange and whatnot. And first, we only played for children and only knew that children liked the show. You know what I mean? And so we later would find the adult fan community, the bronies, and start going to their stuff and found out about OCs and found out all about all this other stuff. But at first, we were just thinking we were particularly unusual. But at first, we only played for children, and children only want to see the characters they know. So when we dressed up as characters, we had to dress up as Twilight Sparkle and Fluttershy and the main 6 characters because that's what children wanted to see, and they were excited, and that's what they wanted at their birthday parties and things like that, which is where we first played. Then later, when we wanted to have OC characters, we already had costumes that looked like the main 6 characters. So we just kind of had to make our OCs kind of look like our main 6 characters so that we didn't have to buy all new costumes.
Well, we actually have a bit of a storyline about that we're working on.
Yeah,
we're going to try to tie in with one of our albums.
We have a script where we explain it all, like how he's Twilight Sparkle's uncle and all of this stuff. We made it all. We fit it in the world.
No, because that's actually that's really creative actually with all that because for example are you in in production of making a new album or not yet?
Not yet, but I have written enough for a new album. We just haven't gotten around to rehearsing it yet. And once we do that, then we'll start recording. So it'll be a little while yet, but we've been kind of moving at a breakneck pace for the past 3 years. And we have a lot of conventions coming up this summer, and so we're kind of focusing on those things. And once those are out of the way, then we'll start rehearsing new material.
We tend to play cons in the summer and record new material in the winter, generally. But this year, the cons never stopped and things never stopped. We just kept doing stuff all winter, and so we didn't get as much new stuff done.
And we've had a couple new people in the band. And we've also, there's a lot of songs on the most recent album that we haven't actually played live, so we would like to be able to do that.
We're still learning we were making fun of him. He's written all these new songs, and some of us haven't learned some of the songs from this album yet, because we haven't played them yet.
Not live.
Live, where, there's a lot of, he's totally in charge, and the rest of us, we get together, we watch ponies, and we drink tea and eat cookies, and he's there to be like, have you learned your songs yet? And we're like, but cookies.
You make me sound like a slave driver.
No, you're not. You're super wonderful. We're just lazy band members.
Well, there's so many band members. It's hard to corral. We've given up on actually getting everybody in the same room at the same time because that's almost impossible unless we're playing a show with everyone. So for rehearsing, we're sort of breaking it up into groups where we have 3 or 4 people show up for practice
just the
here.
vocalists show up and
Right.
just the rhythm section shows up.
Because we started out as a 4-piece band, and now we've got basically 5 to 6 full-time members and then 2 to 3 guest members. So it's really kind of sprawled out and harder to keep everybody together.
Everybody wants to play music as a magical pony.
No, cause like for instance, like I think I already told you that, like, I'm in work of my own band as well.
Yes,
Yay!
Because
it's a meth band. You said, right?
yeah, actually, cause I was like I'm still thinking of like what I want it to sound like and what titles of songs I've want to do, because like for me as a metalhead, I really want to have like bring out the best of what I can do, like when it comes to like making like pony metal songs, because
Sure.
like just like the way you guys are doing it, like I'm getting inspired by that too. But for me, it's a lot harder because I have to like think of like what kind of like more extreme can I add to it.
Uh
So like I mean,
You need a drummer first.
oh yeah,
You and the drummer. The core of our band was the Patrick and the drummer, and they've been friends for how long?
Oh gosh, between 15 and 20 years.
15, 20 years. I mean, they're the core of the thing. If you and a drummer can do anything.
Actually, back in the day, he and I first started a band together. This was the very early 2000s, and we couldn't. We played as a two-piece. We called ourselves a geek rock duo because we couldn't find a bass player that wanted to play in our band, so we just played with the two of us. And now we have too many band members.
like how many band members do you have like all together?
Well, if you want to count people that are guesting with us, I guess now we have 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Wow.
But it's not. It's not really what it sounds like. It's more that we have a lot of gigs, and not everybody can come to all the gigs. And so what we have is a group of people that are all kind of on call to be, like we can play in different mixes of people. Like if oh well, Lee can't be there, but Ed can, and he can play Lee's part, and
it gets complicated.
It gets complicated.
But really, Savannah and I would say probably Steve are the drummer, are the sort of the
middle three,
the nucleus of the band.
And then Lee, the bass player, is also usually there.
Yeah.
And our new main female singer is Louisiana, Princess Lou. Louisiana is the other. She's our Princess Luna character. She's kind of the other main core member. But then we have the original female singer, who's our Pinkie Pie, whose name is Bitsy. She moved to Pennsylvania, and so she can't come to all the shows. And so it's always been a bit of a scramble to find other people to sing her parts when she's not there.
Oh yeah, because like in one of like your show at PonyCon, I found that like I saw that your drummer wasn't there, so you used some kind of like program drummer actually.
Actually, it was a recording of him.
Yeah,
oh,
we played a recording of him.
It was not programmed, so it was actually just the studio recording of his drums.
Oh wow. No, because like when you play actually with his drums and they are like recorded, it's it feels like everyone's there at the same time, because like the whole like sound of like all the like instruments playing all together makes it like really incredible, like how it sounds like everyone's there.
It has a nice energy to it. It does.
Well, we kind of have
he's not there,
exactly, but we sort of have the recording of him, so some of his energy comes over even when it's just on the recording.
That it is him, and it's his drumming, and it still has a feel of him and the energy of him. It's nice. It still makes it work. The backing tracks are our emergency drummer thing, though, that we do.
Also, we find that it doesn't work too well if we're playing, say, a nightclub or some kind of rock sort of show. But at a convention, a lot of the time they're not set up for live bands anyway, so it seems to work fine for a lot of conventions.
Yeah, actually, there are certain places that will ask us not to bring a live drummer
because they think we can control the volume more easily.
Especially certain children's events, like a library event or something like that. Sometimes it's just as well.
Oh, I see.
We miss him when he's not there. Oh. I'll be quiet.
No, because let me think what I was gonna say. I want to tell you this. You played at St. Francis College at PonyCon 2015, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. Actually, this you probably don't know. Let me tell you this. Actually, that school is apparently the school I go to.
Oh, okay.
Because actually, I was actually surprised for the first time that con was actually playing at the school that I actually went to. Actually go to actually because right
That's
now I'm
awesome.
still in college.
That's exciting.
That's very awesome.
Really cool.
I did not know that.
That was a neat school.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, let me think what else.
What's your major?
My major is film and broadcasting.
Oh,
Nice.
fun.
For that I always go through I take classes that have to do with inside movie studios, getting to understand how different forms of the camera, what do close-ups and
Uh-huh.
and all that is and I worked in the studio in one year in my school actually learning what's inside a TV studio.
Fun.
You might be interested to know we've actually been working on our first proper music video with with us live in the video, like a live action music video.
Oh,
we've never really done one of those before for one of our songs, so we're actually.
He's been editing it these past couple of days.
I've spent so many hours editing in the last 2 or 3 days.
Editing is hard.
I never want to hear the song again.
It's probably just stuck in your head so many times.
Well, sorry?
No, it's probably stuck in your head so many times.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But we're excited about it. We've been wanting to make one for a long time, and we just finally got around to it.
I don't know if you heard the album, but it's for or that album, but it's the Baking with Gummy song, the one that's a duet between Pinky and Gummy.
Oh no, I don't think I've ever seen that one yet.
Oh, listen.
Okay, it's not on YouTube yet, but it will be soon.
It's on Spotify, and
Right.
it's on the album.
Oh, wait, which album is it actually? Is it the new one?
Quote unquote released it yet, so but I mean it's
it's on Rock Candy.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that
it's not on YouTube.
Is it? I was gonna. You guys are going to PhillyCon, right?
Yes, we're excited about that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, same here because I'll be there as well actually, and
So.
Say again.
I said,
awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. So I'll catch you guys there then.
Yes, absolutely. We're excited. We were bummed to hear that PonyCon was not continuing, but I think this one will hopefully fill a little bit of the void at least.
Philly what? Philly the Void?
Let me think what else I was gonna say. When you're in the studio recording your albums, how long does it take you just to record a full length song, or you probably practically the whole album?
We work. It's strange the way we work. I'd say we work pretty fast. We'll spend a long time on certain songs rehearsing. But the drummer and I have played together for such a long time. Many a time we will just get together and bash out the drum recording in a very brief amount of time. And then everyone else will sort of come in and overdub parts after that.
To give you an idea, when we were, the first people to record are always Patrick and Steve, the drummer and the guitarist. And we went and stayed at Steve's house. He has a nice big house with good acoustics, and we set up all his drum mics. And what Patrick will do is he'll play the guitar, and Steve will just play to him, not to a click track or we don't isolate things. There's no booth. It all happens in our homes, and that's just how they sound. And it's one track. There's no splicing them together. You just to play it right all the way through. And Steve laid down the drum tracks for the entire album in a day and a half, just going straight through them. He played each one straight through. And
I should mention several of the songs he had never played before
that day.
So we really.
Patrick just played them for him, and they worked it out, and he went through it a few times, and then he recorded it. So he is a phenomenal drummer. We don't deserve him. He's amazing. And also Patrick and him are both very organic, and they work well together. So once that's the backbone, and then Patrick puts his guitars on top of it, that's the next thing, he has the guitar
there's
and the
usually
drum.
A scratch vocal and some guitars, and then everybody else kind of comes in and fills the spaces.
And then they'll do that. They did that in one weekend, and then it took a month and a half for the rest of us to record our parts. Because it would be one person would come over for 2 hours and get down 3 songs, and then another person would come over another night and get down 2 songs, and it kind of, and then that's how all the other parts wind up on there.
The thing I like about it, first of all, I mean, most recording engineers will tell you, definitely always play to a click track, and so that's the first thing that we don't do. But it really gives us a very organic feel, and I've played in other bands that always use click tracks, and it often comes out sounding very non-energetic, very just clinical, and not, it doesn't have the spirit of a live show, and we really want to capture that. But doing it the way we do it, we're able to go back and sort of add the flourishes and other instrumentation, but also doing some of it kind of off the cuff gives it that spark of live energy.
The core, the middle of it is just played just live in a room, just played, just like it would be at a show. And so that's why it sounds like it would at a show. And then, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear the vocals, then the vocals are recorded individually and shoved on top of it. But the core of the music is pretty much, you hear it on the recording, it sounds like we actually play it live, because we actually more or less played it live.
Like, are you ever, like, thinking of doing, like, a live album? Like a live album?
Actually, yeah. In our earliest Pony days, we did put out a limited edition live album.
But the only reason that we don't have it more widely available is that we commonly play covers at shows, and so when we did a live album, we literally just had a lot of nice mics, and we just recorded the feed from the show, and that's just was the live album, and it sounded pretty good. But we play a lot of covers, and we don't have rights to the covers, so we can't sell it, so we can't, like, we were nervous to put it out, because we normally play things like the MLP theme, we play Rainbow Rocks, we play Pink Fluffy Unicorns, and the Sea Pony song, and all kinds of stuff like that
To be fair, it's been almost 3 years now, and we have a lot more original material now than we did then. So
yeah, we could play a show without any.
We could probably put out a double album now without any covers.
If we wanted to. So don't give him any ideas, because that would be very, very scary for those of us who are, more scared.
Yeah. Like, no, I was gonna tell you, like, the front of the drum that you have actually is, I was actually very surprised of how well it came out.
What one? I'm sorry.
Oh, you know the drum kit that you have, like, that has the logo of your band on it. Actually,
yeah,
it came out very well. Actually, I was surprised of, like, how well it came out.
We have nice microphones that were, for his drum kit, if that's how it sounds on the recording, you mean? Yeah.
I know what I'm saying is, like, the picture on it.
Oh yeah,
the kick drum. Yes,
the kick drum thing. Yeah,
that was designed by Rarely, our bass player. He's a graphic artist. He also puts out a comic with our second guitarist, Ed Cho, called Little Guardians.
Yeah, he's an award-winning, really good. He writes a children's comic book, and it's really fantastic. It's very Legend of Korra-y. We're very proud of him. We very supportive, try to be supportive of him. He makes all our beautiful art most of our beautiful art for promotional things, and so we're very fortunate in that. Pretty t-shirts. We've got cool t-shirts because we've got an artist that makes our cool t-shirts. We're lucky.
Yeah, because, like, a lot of my favorite bands actually have, like, their logos on the drums, and, like, when I see that, I'm, like, very surprised, because it just makes it a lot better than just a plain one, because, like, for me, actually, when I went to see one of my other favorite metal bands, like, when they had, like, their album cover on their on the drum, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. Like,
that's so easy, sweetie pie. We can show you how to do that. You literally just you have the PDF, you just have the file of whatever art you want to have on it, and you just send it to a company, they print drum heads, and you just buy it.
But I agree with you, it turned out very well, and we're excited to have it.
They're not that terribly expensive. You just have to have the art to put on it, and the right to the art to put on it, and then you just send it to this company, and they print it, and they mail it to you.
Oh, like, how much, like, would you say, like, it is?
How much was the drum head?
That's a good question. I'm trying to. I know it was under $100.
It was because,
so
like,
it's like cheap or
it's
anything.
It's not super cheap, but
I
You know, but it's a drum head.
But it's printed on the drum head itself. It's not like a sticker or anything.
You can
nice
also
looking.
get it as a sticker if you want something that can go on and off. Yeah.
Huh.
They make stickers, and those are probably cheaper.
It's comparable in price. Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you can get.
We got vinyl, but we got her on the actual drum.
Huh.
Oh, ha ha ha! I see. It's a vinyl sticker and it's vinyl scratch.
Because no, also like what kind of like kicks do you use? Do you use like a one kick or a double bass kick?
Just a one kick normally.
Oh, it is? Because like for me, I like the double bass.
Well, yeah, of course, for metal you want to have the double kick. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I mostly try out like what sounds I want me to have because that's why I play the guitar, and like when I go to my music store near like in Brooklyn, actually, I try out like the certain instruments to see exactly like what I want it to sound like.
Yep. Yeah, really, it's just a matter of trying out different things and finding the thing that works for you.
Do you take lessons?
Well, not now at the moment, but I'm looking like probably going back to that because I'm trying to improve over like my sound.
It never hurts. Both the bass player and I actively take lessons, just to get better.
Oh, how's that go actually? How's that for you? Like, is it getting better or just still probably thinking that just where you are right now?
No, it's really helped me a lot. It's helped me because I studied piano and I play keyboard, but I studied piano, and the way that you learn piano and to read sheet music is not necessarily that useful in playing rock music. And so what she taught me was guitar chords, basically, and how to play them on the keyboard and how to think of songs in that way as opposed to how piano music is normally written. And that makes it much easier for me to play the rock music because instead of thinking of scales and the way that I used to think of it, I think like, oh, well, I should be playing C# minor now. Got it.
Yes, by the way, C# minor, best chord.
That's his favorite chord.
I try to fit that chord into every song. It just has that certain something.
Like, you tune your guitar to like to C# then?
No, it's standard tuning, but just that particular chord, C# minor, I try to include in almost every song I can fit it in.
Because for me, actually, when it comes to like when I tune my guitars, like for something like I always hear that like C or D is like very good when it comes to like that sound I want.
Do you do a lot of drop D?
Yeah, actually, yes, I do. Because I have like a tuner when I tune like that tells me like which like sound it is.
Yeah, I've seen they have the little tuners where you can flip a switch to go from drop D back to E, and that's really cool.
Man, I saw this guitar.
Flip a switch and do that.
No, at one of my music stores that I go to, actually, they had like this guitar that like you just program like what tune you want it to be, and like there's like these robotic tuners in the back of it that just does it for you.
Yeah.
Actually, my teacher's keyboard, she has a really fancy keyboard. It does something really cool. She can play any song in C, because of course on the keyboard there's no sharps and flats in C. It's all white keys. It's really easy to play. You can play anything. You don't have to bend your hands to use the black keys. So that's the easiest key for a keyboardist to play in. And she has a button where she can change the pitch of the keyboard to any other key and just play it in C, and it transposes it for her. So she can, just click a different key and just play C, and it'll work.
For the guitar, we call that a capo.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
That's what I use.
But they have that for it's a button that is a capo for a keyboard. So.
Right.
Like I want to also ask like how many guitars do you have? Like, do you have like just one or several?
Well, let's see. Normally, my standard guitars. I've had a acoustic Takamine that I'll take along to conventions or just to play unplugged. And then I'll usually have a main electric guitar and then a backup guitar, just in case I break a string, that sort of thing. So I have a backup handy to switch over to.
I think he means how many do you own?
Yeah, I'm getting to that. So that's historically been what I have, but more recently I've added my Sparklecaster guitar, which I customized and put together. And then
You have a surf guitar.
And then the guys in my surf band, the Madeira, gave me another Fender Stratocaster guitar, which is actually a very amazing guitar. So now I have, I guess you would say I have five guitars now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, same thing here. I have 5 guitars as well.
Oh, do you?
And 2 ukuleles.
Oh, yes.
No, 3. 3 ukuleles.
Oh, yes. That's right. I have 2 nice ones and a very cheap one.
Like, which one would you say is like your favorite guitar? Like the one that you like the best?
Well, I have a green Stratocaster that I really like the feel of. It's probably my favorite as far as the feel and sound combined. I like the Sparklecaster guitar, of course, because it's great for what we're doing. It looks cool, and it sounds it's comfortable to play. The tone may not be quite as good, but I still enjoy playing it. But yeah, probably my green Stratocaster would be my favorite.
Huh. Because well, my favorite guitar out of my collection is that I have like this all white Flying V. Like I think I sent you the picture of it. It's like
Nice.
Yeah, it's like an all white Flying V. Like
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, apparently it's from like from like a character from like a TV show that I watched called Metalocalypse, and like that's the character that's the character's guitar in the show. Like he has a all white like Flying V, and apparently that's like my favorite guitar because like there's something about like I just really like the way it looks and the way the creator of the show made it. Would just I was just so surprised that there was something as like an all white Flying V.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very cool show.
Wait, you watched Metalocalypse?
I've seen it before, yeah. It's been a while. I've seen it.
No, it's
But there's not really anime that Patrick doesn't know about. Unless it's come out in the last 5
not really
years.
anime, but
Yeah.
I've loved animation since I was a little kid, and I just I never grew out of it, and so it didn't bother. A lot of people are thinking, My Little Pony, you're an adult, how can you watch that? But I've been watching animation this whole time, so it's not any radical thing for me.
Yeah. Because, like, no, for me, that show is my absolute favorite show of all time because apparently that's the show that apparently got me into music in the first place.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Nice.
because I was watching it, like, one day and I was like, this band is just the best thing I've ever seen in my life because, yeah, I know it's just all animated, but, like, just the band itself, like, the music and the way they are, I was like, I watched the whole show and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life, and this band is just completely like awesome, and and then I just really got deep into the show. I started collecting all the albums, the guitars, the books, like everything to do with all of Metalocalypse, and like just because of that show is the reason why I love music and I wanted to pick up a guitar in the first place.
Sure. Well, when you're a fan of something too, you want to do that. So that's the great thing about My Little Pony too. The fans just want to experience what the show's brought to them, and sort of live their lives that way. I know what we play seems like sort of the antithesis of metal in a lot of ways, but I did go through a metal phase myself. And I really like, this is old school, but I really like the power metal stuff, the sort of British Iron Maiden and Halloween and bands like that. Halloween's German, but that sort of music, Dragon Force and bands like that are kind of over the top, but they're really melodic too, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, definitely.
I always really enjoy the melody, and so those are the types of metal bands that I prefer just for that reason. But you think about it, though, we have a lot of the same sort of thematic things, where they're singing about different philosophies, and they're singing about dragons and wizards, and it's the same kind of stuff that they deal with in My Little Pony.
Yeah,
so it's really not that different.
Yeah, and speaking of Dragon Force, they are considered to be one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah, because when it comes to me, actually, like I don't know if you noticed, but I'm into like the really extreme type of underground metal that people probably have never heard about, and like really just like if I just say the names of some of these bands and like just like the names of certain albums, they would have no clue and they would think it's like way too extreme. Because like some albums I listen to by these like bands are just so. You ever heard of guttural vocals?
I don't think I have.
Now apparently guttural vocals is like it sounds like gargling, but it's like. but it sounds like it's like like a very low like something like that, like very low, like like sound of like singing, and it's like sounds like a
Yeah.
gargling type one.
Guttural vocals, yeah.
Yeah,
we thought you meant there was a band called Guttural Vocals.
That's what I thought you
We
meant.
know what guttural vocals are.
oh, so, yeah, that's what I was actually saying about. Yes.
I'm like, but that's a novel name. Like, that's straight and to the point. If you wanted to name a band that, I was like, well, just power chords.
Truth in advertising.
Truth in advertising.
Because have you ever heard of slam death metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
I think I might have heard of it from you.
Yeah, that's actually the genre that is completely my favorite, and I'm like trying to get to make my guitars sound like that because, like, what I a lot of the bands I listen to, like, I have that type of sound, and I just want to be able to sound like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and also like what you guys do also like influences me as well because I like to do like I want to make my own type of like pony metal band. And so apparently you guys are part of like that kind of like the history of me actually wanting to do that.
Well, we're happy to have provided inspiration for
you.
So yeah, because like
it's a lot of fun. I gotta say.
Yeah, because I was thinking like if you guys can make it big and do very well, why can't I?
There you go.
We haven't made it big. You're mistaken, but thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
People ask us to play places, though, and that's nice.
Yeah, like what I mean by that is I mean like make it big means like you guys are playing shows and you have CDs and T-shirts and going around places. So like that actually that's something I would.
But anybody can do that.
Anybody can do it. It just takes a lot of time and energy.
I've met so many really, really talented young people when we've gone to shows and things like that, and we've performed with some really just marvelously talented young people that just like they're there and they're playing guitar and they sing like crazy and they write songs and they're amazing, and then you ask them like, have you put this, have you recorded this? Have you gotten this out there? And they're like, oh, no, I couldn't do that. Like, I'm, they're like waiting for a fairy godmother or like there are magic record executives that come and flutter down and say, you are wonderful and valid. Don't wait for that. I don't think those things exist. Maybe they do for other people. Or rather, I just don't care. Just record it and make the art and throw it at the world. Just
the way the music industry works these days and the fandoms too, you really just have to get to a certain point on your own or people aren't going to take notice. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's best to just do what you want to do and just give it 110%.
Right. Because if you're not, I mean, there's the top 20 and then there's everybody else, and everybody else you just make the art and you throw it. You make your painting, you make your song, and who cares if it's jankly recorded? You just record that thing and you give it to the world. That's what the internet is, and it's beautiful, and you can just make your beautiful art and throw it at people, and they can hate it or they can love it, but I bet they'll love it. I bet more people love it than you think.
Well,
so,
yeah.
Be brave, be bold.
Like have you guys ever got like any like bad reviews on your albums? Like some people probably didn't think it was that good, or something like that. Because I know like some of my bands I listen to sometimes get like negative reviews on certain things.
I think because what we do is so specialized, we just don't get that many reviews, and the people that review it are the ones that tend to like it, so they take the time to review it. But we don't get that many reviews.
When outside people hear the music, like out of context. Now we're very fortunate. Patrick is extremely experienced, and so his music isn't like technically bad. So there's not really. I mean, that's the thing is critique will often latch on to some technical flaw, and we don't have a lot of technical flaw. We have stylistic issue. You could say, I think a lot of music producers will say that it sounds grainy or sloppy in a certain way that we record because it sounds vintage. It's not very layered. We have a very limited number of tracks on our recorder, and so it just has that lo-fi sound. And some music producers will occasionally listen to that and be like, oh, but if you was recorded in a studio and you could layer that and you could do this and do that and autocorrect pitch and they'll say that we should do those things, but that's not the kind of music we make necessarily. So there's that critique sometimes, and once in a while we'll get a really bad troll. that just sort of shows up at random and just says that we're bad in some way. I don't know. But particularly they pick on the men in the band and will say that they're gay or that they're icky in some way, and just that sort of thing happens. But the great fortune is that we're all 30-somethings. We're grown-ups, and we're past our feelings getting hurt about things like that. And all of the men are well-spoken and elegant and married, and upstanding members of their community, and just sort of they all.
And darn it, if we want to write songs about ponies, we will.
Yeah, and they all handle it really elegantly, and just sort of come back, and usually, I'd say 8 out of 10 of the trolls that go after them leave with their mind changed a little bit, and we hope, with thinking that we're not weird, and that maybe this community isn't the weird thing that they think it is, because
we certainly try to set them straight.
We try. So we try to be good. We try to be good stewards of the community in that way.
Oh yeah, because I just like what you guys were speaking, like I always hate like a lot of like the negative stuff that certain people say, because and what I see is like they don't even even know like what we do.
Right. I think that's what you have to keep in mind, is that this isn't necessarily for everybody. And, we have the people that do like it, and you're never going to please everyone, so you can at least please yourself. You know what I mean? And, if they don't like it, they're entitled to not like it, and that's fine. But you have to keep in mind, too, that a lot of them probably don't know what they're talking about also.
But if you ever want some nice, I should have Patrick go through and, collect some of he and Lee's really elegant responses to those things, and just, put them in a Word document and just have them for people to borrow in case you ever have to deal with a troll and explain yourself, because they've always done it very well and nicely. And I try. The sad thing is I don't get any of it, because there's just this assumption as a woman, like, oh, well, you like to work with children and you're making music for children, so you're fine. There's I have to kind of stand up sometimes and be like, no, I'm also an adult member of a fan community. I'm in Hoosier Who's. We're grown-ups and we like cartoons. So what? Grown-ups like superheroes and comic books and all sorts of things that we were supposed to have grown out of. And no one else has. We've all just decided to keep wearing our cartoon t-shirts into our grown-up lives. It's just what grown-ups have decided. You're only picking on this one show because you have some sort of idea of...
It's really a stereotype, I think, probably based on G1. If it was a new show that had come out, 5-6 years ago, instead of a new version of the 80s show with the same brand, I don't think it would be an issue. But people, remember the 80s show, and they sort of lump them in together without even seeing it.
Yeah, somebody will stand there in an Adventure Time t-shirt and, get on us for doing My Little Pony stuff, and they're the same age as us, and we're like, it's really... It's not.
It's not what you think.
It's not what you think.
It's completely different.
It's a pretty gender neutral show. It's not what you think. So that's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, for example, I wear a lot of metal t-shirts every single day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like to express my love for metal.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah, and I like to see other people's reactions, saying oh, you like that band? Oh, I like that band too, and gets a conversation going.
Right, absolutely.
That's one thing I'm
right
very
now
passionate.
I'm wearing a Star Trek crossover Equestria Girls shirt.
Oh. Yeah, because
the metal community would have a similar. There's a lot of that in that community too, wearing that T-shirt, because they're for example, you were talking about
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. When you actually see them now, they're smart, sedate group of gentlemanly older older guys, and they're perfectly normal and not satanic or evil or bad, and
Yeah.
they're very accomplished musicians, and their lyrics are very smart, and there are still people that have this idea that they're Satan worshiping or evil
Exactly.
or something like that, because there'd be this
Because
or
they're very
that,
theatrical.
very theatrical, and there'd be this or that thing in their lyrics that they don't really listen to the whole context of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that sort of thing. You just have to sometimes challenge people's.
I think the biggest issue is context with a lot of these things. Like, people don't understand where you're coming from, and so they take it the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because, like, a lot of my metal bands, like, I listen to this one deathcore band called Carnifex, and, like, some of the lyrics have to do with, like, with hell and demons, but I watched, like, this interview with them, and, you know, and they're just, like, normal people that just make music.
Yeah.
And I know, and I hate when people put it, like, in a different way, being like, oh, that band speaks of that, oh, they must be evil, and I'm like, no, they're not, they're, like, you know, I sometimes I'm able to, like, you know, talk with them, and they're just, like, as normal as I am.
I think it's a badge of honor, too, when a band or, you know, an artist does something different and stands up for what they really believe in and what they want to do.
And on the other
And you have
hand,
to support the fact that they're just doing something different. You know?
yeah, but also, I mean, the nice thing about the show too, it is about social skills, and it is about you have to toe the line too. I think as far as understanding other people and why whatever you do makes them uncomfortable is important too. Why does this make them uncomfortable? How can I make them more comfortable? How can I challenge their expectations? Like, so for example, not getting angry and having umbrage when people have that idea, but being very calm and rational and explaining, well, actually, what is it that you think that's so bad about this? Well, I will argue that in fact it's this. And if you can just be calm and cheerful and personable and explain yourself, I think that makes all the difference. Then there's dialogue, and then people understand each other. That's true of all the communities.
Like, you know, there's a lot of people who I really look up to, like I'm saying, like, in the metal community. Like, there's, like, one person. You ever heard of the band Death?
There's actually a band called Death?
Yeah, yes, there is.
No.
Also straight and to the point.
I know Megadeth.
Yeah, because, like, one of the vocalists from that band, his name is Chuck Schuldiner. Apparently, a long time ago, like, in 2001, he died of a brain tumor, and apparently, still to this day, like, I think of him as a hero because what he's done in his music and what he's done, like, for, like, all the albums that he's made and for the whole band in general. Like, he created the genre of death metal, so apparently, to me, that means something because I'm, like, so, like, surprised of how, like, successful he did, and what he writes in his music is incredible.
Yeah, we all have our heroes and those sort of benchmarks that we aspire to.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, let me think what else I was gonna say. Like, like, everyone knows him very well because, like, he's the one that started the genre, and, like, and also he's also, like, I was watching, like, this old interview that he was, like, being talked to with someone. Like, he was, like, I have to say, he was also, like, a very kind-hearted person, and he had a lot of, like, life values. Like, he valued life, like, very strictly.
Mm-hmm.
Which I actually really liked about him.
That's terrible. It always seems like it's those sort of people that get taken early.
Yeah, exactly.
So sad, so sad.
Yeah,
we all have our heroes. Ours are. I mean, you're much cooler than us, but we're big Beatles fans, for example. Kind of obsessed. We're playing a Beatles tribute show even, where we're playing all Beatles songs. But that's the kind of music when you think about what we play. That kind of early rock and roll, lighthearted early rock and roll is kind of where we come from, and you know, but it's all part of the same rivers and tributaries that flow into the same thing. But that's Paul McCartney dies, we're all just gonna, like, cancel our shows and cry for a month.
Yeah, because, like, let me think what I was gonna say. Like, Like, have you ever seen, like, when in your generation time, like, like you were saying about the Beatles, actually, like, have you ever seen them? Like, have you ever seen them live back then, or no?
We're not that old.
Oh.
We've seen many concert videos.
Oh, I'm
We
a,
haven't seen them live ever. They were good and disbanded, and people were dead before we could have seen them. I tried to get Patrick McCartney tickets, and I tried to get him Ringo tickets at various times, but they are hard to get, I'll tell you. And we live in the Midwest, and the only big shows like that only come here very seldom, and it's usually in the middle of the week. And we're pretty far from Chicago, which is where they usually come. So it's a goal of mine to get him to see one of the living Beatles someday. But I haven't managed it yet. I will try.
yeah, because like I wasn't meaning like that. I mean like so. I thought I know it was like somewhere in the 70s or 80s. I don't know. I wasn't thinking correctly.
But well, they were still when did they?
They broke up in 70.
70. They broke up in 70. So, I was not alive yet, but it all kind of runs together. I know. Old music is just old music.
Yeah, that's true. Cause like I wonder, and like now that I was talking about, like, what kind of like people inspire you?
Oh, you go first. You're the songwriter.
All right. Sorry, I didn't talk about me.
Musically or?
Well, I would say like
Mother Teresa.
like I would say like anything really, like mostly just anything.
I don't have to think about that.
Well, musically, it's people say that we sort of have a little bit of B-52s, a little bit of Fountains of Wayne and Weezer, and that kind of music. What else? As far as what the band, where the band comes from.
Matthew Sweet, singer-songwriter that I've admired for a long time. I love anime, and he was the first one who ever cut together an anime for one of his videos that I saw.
It was Lum.
Lum was the second one. The first one was Space Adventure Cobra that he used for one of his videos. And so it's kind of like what we're doing with the pony animation, where we cut it together to sort of give context to our song when we post it on YouTube. It's kind of the same sort of thing. Well, he started that for us.
That's so interesting.
We have seen him live.
I've seen him many a time, and he has a new album coming out this summer, so we're excited about that. But it's we actually, what we do is very much along the lines of, it's kind of like what he does as far as he has that sort of classic 60s sort of pop, power pop sound, but then he has a bit of crazy guitar on top of it, and that's kind of what we try to do too. We try to get that sort of a song that's really sort of vintage and classic sounding, but then add that something edgy element
for
on
the
top of
guitar
it.
sound, I'd say like Man or Astro Man or something. That's kind of where your guitar stuff
little
comes from.
Noisier and edgier, just to give it that, because let's face it, a pop tune can sound too smooth and too dull really quickly if it's not done well.
Yeah.
So I think that surfy guitar really adds something.
Yeah, I'm playing with one of my biggest influences guitar wise, Dick Dale. They call him the king of surf guitar. You might remember him as he has the song Miserlou that leads off the film Pulp Fiction, if you've ever seen that. That's him playing the guitar. That's his signature tune at the beginning of that movie. And my surf band, the Madeira, is opening for him for the second time coming up this August. So we're excited about that. And I actually had a chance to interview him a couple of years back. We were on the phone for 3 hours, and so it was a pretty amazing time to interview one of my idols. So
he was hired to do that interview, and it was published. So
yeah,
he did.
Oh wow!
Pretty proud of that. So by a local.
I'm not a journalist.
He's a wonderful writer, though.
But
he
people
was an English
know
major.
me locally, so.
I mean, so that sort of thing. I'm inspired by a lot of my background's in theater. I did theater all through school. And so the voice actresses, Andrea Libman and the other voice actresses, particularly her, because she does the character that I play normally, they inspire me to try to delight and entertain and play those wonderful characters, because that kind of tends to be something I focus on, that stage part of what we do.
Because like my biggest inspiration of all time, I would say like my biggest hero of all time is the creator of Metalocalypse, Brendan Small. He's the reason why like I started all this in the first place. Because he created the show as well, but his like music like way of writing music is just amazing. Like I can't believe like even though the band Death Clock isn't like a real band, but like the way he performs it live and the way
but they might as well be, right?
yeah. Yeah, but that's the way he performs it live and like does all the songs. I'm like he makes like the atmosphere of the band Death Clock look like it's real. Like and the way he creates the songs as well, because like each metal song that he creates sounds like a whole like it's just made by just a normal regular metal band, and it's I know it's just made by one person and some other people as well that he works with, and I'm just like surprised as like how all together it comes out so beautifully.
What you're describing would be if we made it truly what we wanted to do, that would be our thing. I mean, we've written a lot of scripts that have to do with our characters, and the combined talents of the group, with artists and writers and the songs and so forth. Our dream would be if Hasbro would actually make our scripts and our music and our characters that happen in the world into an actual episode or featurette, and let us publish it, or even just let us do it as a comic book with a CD insert, but officially, instead of just on our own. Though that is kind of our goals. If Hasbro tolerates our existence and they do not hate us and they've said nice things about us, and they think we're good brand representatives and they have no intention of like shutting us down, but our dream would be to, we like the creators of the show, like we want to be those people. We want to be Daniel Ingram and and all of those people. So those are our heroes, are the creators of the thing that we aspire to be.
Yeah, I didn't mention Daniel Ingram, but it was an honor meeting him at PonyCon 2015.
Because he does all the music.
Right, that was really exciting for us. To actually be on stage with him.
So yeah, so our one up is them, and
I've also always thought that my ideal job would be to do basically what he does. I mean, he's basically a jingle writer for this cartoon, is what he is.
Yeah, which is the man you're describing. He's writing all the music for this show. Patrick writes so fast, he would be able, and he can play so many instruments, he would be able to do something like that. It's just, how do you get that job?
Everybody wants that.
Everybody wants that job. So, but we strive. You just keep doing.
So you just do it on your own.
and also we strive. I mean, we do submit things, and we do, we do put ourselves out there and try.
Like, I was gonna ask, like, have you ever like approached Hasbro, telling them like, saying like you wanted to do something like that?
We have a project that we're working on right now that we have discussed sending to them in the hopes that they would let us do something. That's the comic book tie-in thing.
Right, but we have spoken with them before, because we play the My Little Pony Fair and Convention. We're going to be the house band for the fourth year.
They let us play their events
in a row coming up, and that's the only Hasbro approved My Little Pony convention. And we've spoken with their brand representatives there before. So and they've told us that they like what we do, and they're not coming after us.
Yeah. So first they let us play at their live things, so that's good. But they're I guess we've given CDs to everybody we've ever met involved in production, and like, hey, if you ever want to do another coloratura type episode, but with a band. We're a band. voice acting as well. I've got scripts. You want? So yeah, no, that's scary, and we'll see. Probably not.
We'll just see what happens.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, not formally, I guess, is the answer to your question.
No, but one thing that actually does amaze me is actually because I watched this other thing that Brendan Small made called like it was part of like the Metalocalypse show, but he made this thing called the Doomstar Requiem, which like a whole rock opera that he made, and like it was like he added like the music of orchestra with metal and like acoustic guitar and like added all like and made it the whole thing like a cinematic like Broadway show that's like something like that, and what he made out of that was like absolutely outstanding.
Very cool.
That's awesome. We're also big Queen fans, so
we like the theatrics.
We like that. We like that.
Yeah, because you don't need to watch the whole show actually to get the idea of the rock opera. Like if you ever have the chance, you should really check it out. It's absolutely amazing.
I thought you guys were talking about Chop Squad at first.
Chop Squad? Mongolian Chop Squad?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we love that sort of thing, so we'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, because like what I see out of it, like to me it's like you know I like saying it. To me it's very like it brings out like a very emotional thing because like the way the songs are made and the way the singing it is like I don't know, in my opinion it's like very powerful.
Oh, very nice. No, I believe you.
Yeah, and like just looking what he does is apparently like you know. I want to apparently like follow his footsteps into being like, you know, like I want to be the same thing.
Right. What you're talking about is very similar. We've been watching a lot of Steven Universe lately, and it's kind of the same sort of thing where they have the songs that kind of fit into with the show, and you know, Steven plays his little ukulele and
Sugar.
So it's
What's
kind
her name? Rebecca Sugar. Yeah, there's another like the cute version of your metal showrunner is Rebecca Sugar, who is a show who does all the music for Steven Universe, and she's really fantastic. We admire her greatly. So, but yeah, we know we also want those jobs too. But you know, I think we just make the best art we can and keep showing it to people and keep moving. And there you go. We're closer than we were. So
yeah. Yeah, because like my big dream is apparently to play guitar with Brendan Small, actually get to see him and actually be able to jam and play with him.
Mm-hmm.
You should. Do you ever audition to play with other groups to get practice and just being on a stage and doing some stuff?
Well, I have done open mic night before, and actually I have like sang in front of like people a few times.
Sure.
But like a group, as I feel like that would benefit you. And it's scary to go audition, but it would be fun.
Oh yeah, actually, I actually did play with this one kid.
Always a board at the music store where they're asking for people.
That's true. Yeah, you can actually just play at the music store.
That's true, but I mean, there's always a board with little note cards
to sign up or
to find somebody to play with. Even if it's not exactly your type of music, it's good just to shove you on a stage with other people and learn to work with other people.
Yeah, I actually did it once. Like I actually did play guitar. Actually, and like at one open mic night, I did play guitar with this other kid who was in the metal band once.
That's cool. That's cool beans.
That's a great start.
Yeah,
very proud. That's scary. Open mic night is scary. I've never done one of those, and I don't want to.
Honestly, I play solo shows every now and then, but it's a lot more nerve-wracking than playing in a band because if you mess up, there's nothing to hide behind.
So that's very brave.
I would much rather play on stage with a band.
Well, yeah. Because like right after I started playing like this guitar solo like in the middle of like him drumming and like you know everyone was like real like I didn't know how like everyone was like so excited about it and I felt very good about it.
Oh, good! I'm so proud. That's good.
Scary. It gave me this like very good feeling like knowing like hey like at least I'm showing people what I can do.
Good job.
Absolutely.
That's marvelous. I almost threw up the first time I had to be on stage.
Oh. Like, you know, for me, I kind of like sweat, actually. My hands get all sweaty, and I don't like that feeling because, you know, I want to do good instead of, like, you know, messing up.
What is it? Lee
It's hard to play guitar with clammy hands.
Yeah, Lee keeps like some sort of talc powder or something, doesn't he?
That's
in
right.
his
Yeah,
bag
he does.
to powder his hands in case they get sweaty when he's nervous or if it's hot.
Huh. Like
It
really helps. It's
Oh, I
messy.
see.
Bad for metal people because it's you wear black clothes and it might
Yeah.
get. But better to have dry hands and be able to play your songs than to worry about whether you get powder on your jeans.
Oh yeah, because like a lot of my metal bands, they perform like they put on a show every time I see them.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, always have something to work toward.
Yeah, exactly. Like I do have like guitar tablature books from like certain like bands I like, so I try to like go along with that.
That's good.
Like
That's
I haven't been doing that much of that lately because like when there's other things I want to do, like I do my YouTube channel, and sometimes I want to like make videos and like not just that, like also make videos and also do other things like instead, because sometimes like I usually don't. I try to put it in, but like I usually don't have the time sometimes to do that because also school as well.
Right. Well, you can combine the two things. Decide that there's a song you want to play and tell people that you're going to post it on YouTube on a certain day, and then you just have to practice it like mad or humiliate yourself, and then you'll have to play it.
It's good to always have a goal, but not a goal that's too far away. You want to go in steps. Take small steps, but continue taking them one after another.
Because when I practice the most, it's like 3 days before a show. It's like practice. Oh my god, I don't want to mess up. And so give yourself a deadline to play something by, even if it's just for your friends. Like, I will play this song for you on YouTube this day, and you'll practice it.
Yeah, because also one thing I wanted to tell you guys is that like when you perform your show, like when you perform live, like I see that you put like the like a video of like some clips from the show as you're playing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like just like before, like when the band I like, Death Clock, like when Brendan Small performs live, he has the music video with the characters in the background as he's playing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, like when I see like the way you guys do it, it kind of reminds me of exactly what he does.
Yeah, we love that multimedia thing. It just really adds an extra dimension to the live shows.
Yeah,
it does.
It's tricky to put together sometimes, but it's worth it, I think.
But I love editing video, and I don't get that much chance to do it, so this has given me sort of an out to be able to work on that.
Like, is there any songs that are coming up that apparently like on characters that you never did yet?
Are there songs that we haven't made videos for yet?
Oh no, I was saying like there's other characters in the show. Like, have you like made any songs of those characters yet that you haven't released?
What have we done lately?
We have a few. Yep.
He wrote a song for Flurry Heart recently.
Yeah. Oh.
And
it's funny, actually. I got a random message from someone today saying you should write a song about Flurry Heart. I was like, already done.
I don't know what you've heard of the new album, but we did a Luna song on that one. It's Counting Magic Sheep.
We have a couple of Luna songs.
Yeah, that's so that one, and then
Lullaby.
Noontime Sonata is a sonata from Sonata
Rainbow Rock.
from Rainbow Rocks. But I don't know of the new ones. You did a well, technically you already did a Discord song, but you did another one.
Yeah, we can't really discuss the stuff we haven't
I'm not supposed to talk about it?
rehearsed yet
Oh, okay.
too much because things could change between now and the time that they come out.
Yeah, that's true. Because like I've interviewed other bands before, and like there's other two like bands I was interviewing before. Like one of them was one of my favorite slam death metal bands, like called Party Cannon, and like
yeah, that's a great name.
Oh, when I first like I said that to them as well. Like when I first found out about that name, I was like, wait a second, why is it called Party Cannon? It sounds like a lot like Pinkie Pie has.
Yeah, love that.
So like when I tell people that, they're probably gonna be like, wait a second, is that like a pony band? And I was like, no, it's actually a slam. Like when they hear it's like a.
It should be a pony band.
When I hear like it's like when I found out it was like a death metal band, I was like, what? Because I was surprised of like the name, like the logo looks like just like a regular logo, and like I wasn't like expecting at first like a whole like slam band as like when I first saw it.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was actually, and they turned out to be like some of the like best guys I've like ever like talked to, because like I got to know them so well, and like sometimes I talk to like the bass player of the band like so much, and he gave me like this like little demo of with one song from their new album that they're coming up with.
Uh-huh.
So like, I just feel pretty good about that, because at least I get like like I'm very good friends with that guy, and like say again.
It's a sneak peek.
Yeah.
At one. Yeah.
That's always exciting.
Yeah, because like, makes me feel like, hey, at least they're giving it to me before anyone else probably can hear it.
Right. Well, I mean, we're always excited to work on new stuff. I mean, when I write something, it might be several months before we work on it as a band, and so like it's just as exciting for me when we get around to doing it as it is for some other people when it eventually is released. Because I'm always excited to see how it turns out. So.
Oh yeah.
So, there's slower learning new material though, but we're excited.
We're excited to work on new stuff.
Excited to work on new stuff soon.
Yep. But in the meantime, we're working on the first live action music video we've done for one of our songs, and it should be out soon. And lots of conventions coming up. So
yes. So lots of things. What are all the things coming up?
Let's see. Well, we're at In Conjunction in Indianapolis, July 2nd.
A little bit of a drive for you.
The following weekend, we're at the My Little Pony Fair and Convention. It's the
same
in Chicago. It's the same weekend as BronyCon, but we're the house band every year, and we just have to do it.
Yep.
PhillyCon, as we talked about, Philadelphia. Yeah. What else do we have? I know there's NobleCon, also in Illinois.
Yeah, and and then we've the mosey down Main Street, kind of some
some sort of street fair sort of things,
non pony shows.
Right, and we do have the Beatles show in October as well that we're working towards.
We're doing a Beatles tribute show. So that won't be a Shake Ups in Ponyville show. That'll just be a Shake Up show, or we're just gonna play Beatles songs. So we might sneak a pony song at the end. See if they notice.
Like I also like saw as well that like you also in the Star Trek band as well.
Yep, 5-year mission.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
that's how I met him.
Yep.
Oh.
I was a fan of his Star Trek band. I'm a huge Star Trek fan.
So you're both like Trekkies then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because like I haven't met anyone really who is actually, because I heard about it, but never actually met anyone who was, because I remember like I've been hearing like how long the show's been going for.
Right.
Yeah. I'm one of the main people on the committee that runs my local Star Trek convention. So, and I'm a Starfleet Academy cheerleader, and I'm just in general have been obsessed with Star Trek for a very long time. One of the things I liked about My Little Pony when I first started watching is that the shows are actually structured. The way that they're structured around, a little moral parable, and the way that they're written is very much
similar to the original Star Trek series.
Is very much written in that same sort of way. It's
and you always have the group of characters that have to come up with the solution.
Yeah, and there's
very much like the whole Kirk and Spock and McCoy situation.
There's a lot of.
So people think that My Little Pony and Star Trek don't have much in common, but in fact they're quite similar.
They're quite similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I like them the same way.
The setting is completely different, but the stories are actually quite similar.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Kids. The version for kids.
Yeah, exactly. It's like but both are like very both huge fandoms.
Oh
yes.
yeah, totally,
Mm-hmm.
Totally. So that's great. We love both fandoms. This room that we're in is full of Star Trek and My Little Pony merchandise, and probably in about equal measure. The ponies might be winning right now. I don't know, because people give us stuff in addition to that which we've bought. But yeah, lots of nerd stuff in here.
We celebrate the fandoms, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Same thing with my room. I have like a lot of autographs from like a lot of people who I've met, and like Like it's like so much that I can't even describe how much.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, yeah. At some point, you just gotta get a binder and just put it in a binder.
We finally have gotten the autographs for all of the main 6 voice actresses
Gotta catch 'em all.
as of
Wait, wrong
Indie Pop Con. We finally got Tara Strong's autograph.
She was the last one.
Rounds out our collection. So now we just have to get John Delancey.
Speaking of John Delancey, I actually met him at BronyCon last year.
Curse you! We're so jealous.
I've tried to meet him 3 or 4 times now, and I always miss him.
We've been to Star Trek conventions he's supposed to be at, and pony conventions he's supposed to be at, and every time it's like he comes the day we leave, or he's canceled, or whatever. We just keep missing him. We're so sad because we adore him.
I remember we were at a Chicago convention, and he was actually here in our hometown for a convention that same weekend.
That was horrible.
But that's happened. That sort of thing's happened 4 or 5 times now.
Oh wow!
So.
Like
ship passing in the night.
Yeah.
Over and over.
like I was gonna ask you this. Like how come you guys never play at BronyCon?
Well, we
always have wanted to.
Yeah.
At first, it was simply because it was so far away, and it was just so far away.
And it's harder for us to be portable when we have, a full back line of amps.
Yeah,
or a drum kit.
it's one thing for a DJ to grab his laptop and a few things and get on a plane. We can't fly on a plane. We've got a trailer full of equipment. I mean, we've got PAs and lights and drums and all what have you. Right. And so it's much more of an ordeal to get us somewhere.
We are excited to do it, and in fact, we were asked to do it this year, but by the time we were asked, we already had something else.
Yeah, they finally asked us, and we were committed already. We were so sad. That's the other thing too is if you ever want us to, if anybody ever wants us to play at their local convention, they have to tell the convention organizers.
That's the best way.
Usually, convention organizers contact us. And if they would like us to play, then they will often try to help us get our stuff there, and we almost need that to be able to function. So a lot of times that's what we need is for them to really want us there, because it's too much of an ordeal to just show up. That's just, it's too much money, and it's too much it's just too much stuff to move to just go sometimes, because we've got bills and things. so yeah.
But yes, if there's a convention you want to see us at, tell the convention.
No, sure, I will.
and we will come and play it. They will have us.
If we can.
All right.
It has been a real pleasure talking to you.
Oh, same here.
And we should catch up again soon.
Oh, sure, of course.
Let me know how things go with your metal project.
Oh, sure, of course. Thank you. I'm still working on it at the process.
Awesome.
You record yourself. And you do little videos. Play. Do it. Put it on YouTube.
Just set goals for yourself. They can be small goals, but just keep moving ahead.
Because you're a cool guy.
And it'll eventually work out.
We want you all to have all the best.
Thank you.
And yay, ponies. And yay, thank you for talking with us.
Oh, of course.
Well, I guess sweet dreams, unless you have anything else.
Well, no, I can't think of anything at the moment.
Well, that's good. Well, I mean, you know where we are on the computer. Just keep in touch and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
It was nice chatting with you.
Yes, but thanks for talking with us, and we'll let you know as new stuff is getting prepared to be released.
Right, sure. Now, and not just that, actually, I'll see you guys at PhillyCon as well.
Yes, we're excited about that. We will see you there.
All right.
I'm very, come see us at our booth and hang out with us and stuff.
Oh, of course, sure.
All right, great. We will see you there.
All right, see you then.
Have a good night.
Oh, thank you. You too. Alright everyone, that was my interview with the Shakeups in Ponyville, so I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, that was a really awesome interview. That was fun. So yeah, guys, overall, I hope you enjoyed this interview. So overall, guys, keep it metal, keep it brutal, keep it awesome. Hope to see you guys all soon in my next interview, or like when I interview somebody else in the near future. Still doing some work on other interviews, believe it or not, guys, because I've been trying to get some other metal bands like as well. Like I'm trying to get Cerebral Incubanization and Disentombed actually, and Psychopath. I'm trying to get those guys like in touch. And same thing with Carnivorous Evisceration. I'm still trying to get the vocalist to like do an interview with me, but like he's been super busy, by the way, guys. So I'm giving you the heads up on going to do that. So yeah, just want to tell you guys that. So overall, guys, I hope you enjoyed the interview. I know I did. So overall, guys, keep it metal, keep it brutal, keep it awesome. Hope to see you guys all soon in my next video, and have a great rest of your day. And remember, always keep it metal. And goodbye.